Hello and welcome to the Winning Edge Talks podcast. I am Vishwanath, your host. I am a sports psychology coach, mind trainer, and sports mental performance analyst. The topic of this episode is the controversy surrounding the personal coaches of athletes. I am joined by a very distinguished personality who has served the Indian sporting industry with distinction. He has been associated at the highest level and he has served as an administrator in the various departments relating to sports. Let me introduce the guest of this show, Manmeet Singh Giondi sir. Manmeet Singh Giondi sir has worked with Sports Authority of India for 32 years, serving in various departments and in various divisions like the team division, the stadia division, personal and coaching division, equipment division, operations division. He was also the administrator of Major Dhyan Chand National Stadium in New Delhi, the Dr. Karnish Singh shooting ranges in Delhi, apart from also officiating in the Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium in New Delhi, IG Stadium again in New Delhi, Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Swimming Pool in New Delhi again. He's had 4 tenures in the Dr. Karni Singh shooting ranges in Delhi as administrator, and last was for the 2010 Commonwealth Games in New Delhi. He was instrumental in getting ranges of international standards built in record 70 days from the scratch. He has been associated with Abhinav Bindra, Gagan Narang, Ashok Pandit, Anjali Vedpatak, Deepali Deshpande, Jaspal Rana, Vijay Kumar, Samresh Young, Colonel RVS Rathore, Mansher Singh, Mairaj Khan, Manvit Sandhu, Murad Ali Khan, Rana Randhir Singh. A few international trainers who train at the Dr. Karni Singh shooting ranges in Delhi and who have won a plenty of medals for India. Manmeet Singh Giondi sir has also had tenure postings in regional headquarters in Sports Authority of India, Southern Range Bangalore, SAI NSNIS in Patiala, and in SAI Eastern Range region in Kolkata, from where he retired from government service in the November 2019. Manmeet was also a national selector as SAI government nominee for handball, equestrian, rowing, canoeing, kayaking, archery, yachting, table tennis, shooting, and golf. It's indeed a great honor to have Manmeet Singh Giondi sir talking to us on this subject. Hello listeners of Winning Edge Talks podcast. I just now introduced our guest of the day, Shri Manmeet Singh Giondi sir, and we are indeed honored and lucky to have sir on the show. So without much ado, let me welcome Mr. Manmeet Singh Giondi to the Winning Edge Talk Show. Welcome to the talk show, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Vishwanath.
Sir, the topic of this today is in the Indian athletes wanting accreditation for their personal coaches during the international competitions that they represent. So definitely we'll be getting some wonderful answers from you straight from the as well, like you are involved in shooting, like a direct gunshot. So we'll be in for a very cracking show, sir. Sir, my first question is, sir, the Indian athletes who participate in athletics and other individual sports like badminton are known to train under their personal coaches. But when they are traveling with the Indian contingent to various competitions, they are assigned with different coaches. The athletes are not comfortable with these coaches because they are not very familiar to them. So they request for their personal coaches to travel with them. Sometimes the sports ministry is in a fix and they are not able to accommodate them due to various reasons. So there is always a controversy surrounding this issue, sir. Sir, what have you to say about this, sir?
First is when they are selected, they all are in the national camps. And in the national camps, the identified coaches which are approved by the Sports Authority of India and Ministry of Sports on the recommendations of the concerned national federation. Now, the training in the camps is undertaken by the identified coaches, not their personal coaches. So, this issue being raised is nothing but I'll call it that you won a medal and you're trying to browbeat the official system. That is not fair. That is arrogance and that's indiscipline.
Thank you, sir. But these days, sir, the star athletes who are medal prospects and who already achieved in their international journey thus far have their way and see to it that the personal coaches are awarded accreditation. An example for this is, sir, in the present ongoing Commonwealth Games, Lovlina Borghohain, the boxer, got her personal coach Sandhya Gurung accommodated. This happened after some top political clout intervened in this matter. So these star athletes somehow have their way, sir, because they already have done a lot of achievement. They are medal prospects and they throw their weight around, sir. What have you to say about this, sir?
Well, nobody is born as a star athlete. They start from the scratch. Where was Sandhya Gurung when Lovlina was in the national camp? She was not there. She was not part of the core group of coaches. It's only that she threw her tantrum in the ongoing Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, and having been a bronze medalist, the official system had to give way and they had to accept her tantrum and get her coach at the cost of a team doctor. Now imagine, team doctor is more crucial for the whole contingent. It's not for Lovlina alone. If something goes wrong, the team doctor is not there. Nobody has applied their brains and minds on this. And I will say at this moment, even the Sports Authority of India and the Ministry of Sports want to take the brownie points. They don't want to get on the wrong side where the athlete says, well, the SAI and Ministry did not cooperate. My coach did not come, so I lost the medal. Let's see. Lovlina's event is coming. The Indian boxers in Commonwealth Games have not fared too nicely in the competitions till now. It's only the weightlifters who are winning the medals. And again, Chanu trained under her own coach, but in the national camp, the coach Vijay Kumar is accompanying the team. He's the coach for the weightlifting. So see the two examples. Chanu is grounded. She is disciplined. Lovlina, instant fame. Well, the arrogance is visible. Where the team doctor had to be scratched from the list to accommodate Sandhya Gurung. So that's something which is worrying. The Sports Ministry and SAI have to take a stand. When they say national camp means national camp, it's a serious training, optimum discipline, then only you get the results. With indiscipline, well, you will never achieve any results. And I'm waiting to see what Lovlina does.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I've come across, even in Sai Bangalore, some athletes training with certain personal coaches, and they have come up to a certain level. And these personal coaches are hesitant to let go of their athletes to go to a camp in Patiala, for example, sir, because they suspect a lot of things and what happens in those camps. And there's a specific purpose for why the camps are meant for, so that all this doping and all doesn't happen. But these personal coaches are skeptical about certain things that happens there, sir. So sometimes they don't know. They say we will send the athlete when the time comes to travel with the team, not 1 year before to be in the camp. Such things are still happening, sir.
Yes, I said that Sports Ministry in Sai is looking for medals. Now, in that, they are twisting their own rules, which is now, that's the reason why the indiscipline is creeping in sports. You get instant fame, and after that, well, you start throwing tantrum. Where was when you start studying in KG, where the teacher makes the foundation of a student in nursery class 1, but then as you grow older, you go higher classes, the same teachers they're not there. The new teachers take over. Same is the case of sports. I always say sports and education is same formula. In school, you have teacher, student, principal. In sports, a sports person is a student, coach is a teacher, and the administrator is the principal. Same procedure, same formula. So, the coach, it is always there. The coach who initiated you will not be there. It has to change. You have to come to the national camp, then you have to attend the camps. You cannot say, I will not attend. Well, the government rule is you don't attend camp, you will not be considered for selection trials. Lovlina was in the national camp. Why did she not raise this issue in the camp that my personal coach has to be there? What is there in Sandhya Gurung which the national coaches, the identified coaches don't have? This, nobody has guts to tell her on her face to keep her shut, because everyone is looking only medal. That's unfortunate that we are initiating indiscipline at the cost of just looking for medals. It's a short-term fame.
Yes, sir. We are compromising on indiscipline for medals for which this country is starved of. Yes, sir. So that was my next question. Why do these athletes have a problem with coaches other than their own? This was actually, you answered that already, sir. Yes. Okay, sir. Sir, I have spoken to a few Olympians who took part in the prior Olympics, especially the one in Sydney that took place in 2000. She's a heptathlete and her personal coach is her own husband. She was not permitted to take him despite her requests, and she also came forward and said they will bear the cost of the coach traveling with her. Then she also expressed that he was not there around, and during those days for everything, any doubt, anything, she had to call her husband, she had to go to a coin booth, and she was not getting the connection done. And those days the mobile was just introduced, international calls were very expensive. She said, I was feeling very uncomfortable in his absence. I don't know what else transpired. That's what I heard straight from her mouth, sir. Yes. Maybe this is a genuine issue of concern, sir. They're bound to feel uncomfortable, but they have to work their way around it, sir. What do you have got to say, sir?
Well, I say again that the coaches in the camp are not being imposed on the athletes in the national camps. The list is approved with taking into confidence the National Federation who recommends the names. The heptathlon athlete you are mentioning ought to have taken AFI, Athletic Federation of India, into confidence that my husband ought to be considered. Well, in that case, she failed to do that, and now she has the stories. That's unfair.
Yes, sir. Sir, in the last Tokyo Olympics, Manu Bakar wrongs had a big problem with her coach Jaspal Rana, and Sai Praneeth, the badminton player, trained all along with Gopi Chand, and he didn't travel with the team as a head coach, and he too grumbled, and he said, and people said he didn't look comfortable, he didn't perform, he performed below his par. Again, these things, we keep reading and hearing about these things, sir. Especially when it is a big event like Olympics, for an issue that involves the coaches, can deny us of the deserved medals that we can win at the Olympics.
Well, Mr. Vishwanath, Manu Bakar and Jaspal Rana was an unfortunate incident. The stories which have been coming is not exactly what the real story is. Since I have been into shooting sports as administrator of the ranges for almost 14 years, and having been a national selector myself, I know the real issue behind the whole thing is nothing but dirty politics. Somebody's son had to be considered as a coach. That's what it was created. The team went to Croatia for 1 month training, and what happened, I know. People were enjoying in Croatia instead of serious training before the Olympics. What do you expect with this indiscipline? Absolutely no medals. And that is what has happened. I have been insisting that discipline will get you results. Indiscipline will get you no medals. So
yes,
that is the issue. And the coach who was where Manu Bakar later on was happy, that coach could not fix her pistol which conked down during competition. The time was wasted. She was running against the time, and that's where she lost. Where everyone said sure medal. Unfortunately, in India, we make these athletes after one competition or two competitions winning medals, we make them sit on the hilltop. People forget you're sitting alone on the hilltop. Strong wind, you'll fall down flat on your face.
Yes, sir.
Is exactly what happened. You are overly confident that yes, the medal. I remember one of the veteran pistol shooters, before going for Asian Games, said the press people asked, how many medals? Oh, the shooter said, medal is in my pocket. The medals are in my pocket. When he came back, they asked, where are the medals? He had no answer because they came back without medals. So that is what we in India make them sit high up on the podium after one or two medals. Let them be a level-headed. You win or you lose. You win, you learn. You lose, you still learn. But don't start bossing around and boasting. I know. I've seen Gagan Narang training under same national coach Sunny Thomas. I have seen Abhinav Bindra training seriously at the ranges. Well, his father is affluent. He's got ample money. He has his own indoor range. He's got his own physiotherapists and psychologists, mental trainers. So, but he went with the team. Yes, he was part of the team. He used to train with the team. Well, he won a gold. Lovlina won a bronze, not a gold. And throwing tantrum after winning is absurd, most unwanted, and not in good taste.
Sir, usually an athletic contingent has many athletes in it, especially the ones who participate in athletics and track and field events. But there will be only a handful of coaches. Athletes sometimes complain that they are not there for the event when we are under pressure, when things go wrong, then some arrangements go wrong, then we look around and we don't find them. Maybe we would have loved for them to be with us, to encourage us and to motivate us. They are not at all found to be around us, and definitely sometimes we miss that experience, that support that they can give us. Yes, sir, please.
No, this is absolutely wrong. The coaches, even the manager of the concerned sports discipline, they're all there for the event. In fact, the whole Indian contingent is told that this is the event where we expect good result, and they all crowd at the venue. It's absolutely wrong, absurd, and you're trying to find reasons to cover your own weaknesses and losses. This is nobody is going to buy this story.
Yes, sir.
Because everyone is watching the officials and the coaches, their act or misacts. It's not that the government officials are there who go with the contingent. They all are moving around and watching. So
yes,
this means theory. I'm not going to willing to buy this theory that officials go merriment. No. Yes, some of them they do, but then not during the competition period.
Thank you, sir. Sir, how can coaches make themselves redundant so that before their ward leaves the country or joins a camp, or after it travels with the contingent to a major sporting event, so that the athlete will not be depend on them, so that they will take responsibility for their performance, so that they will not keep complaining like this. It's also on the part of the coaches, the personal coaches, to train and make their athlete be ready for the competition, and just to go along with the coaches that are assigned with the contingent. What is the role of the coach in this, sir? And my other question is, when athletes get into these kind of issues before a major event, how does it disturb them psychologically? Because if it is, Lovlina said I was mentally distressed because my coach was kept out. Mentally distressed means it should not happen before a major event.
Why did Lovlina raise the issue only after reaching Birmingham? Why not in India? People ought to read between the lines. I said, dirty politics is always there in sports. People wait for the right opportunity to raise, so that I told that SAI and Sports Ministry, even the National Federation, are looking for medals. So they don't want to create a situation. It's better to sacrifice a team doctor, which is very important issue. A team doctor's role is for the whole team. A personal coach is only for a single sports person, not the whole contingent. And national coaches are there. The assistant coaches are there. The national coaches are there. And keep in mind, when you're going abroad for competitions of the level of Olympics or Commonwealth Games or Asian Games or World Championship, the number of officials is listed. You cannot increase. You can only browbeat officials so that shop a doctor and get your personal coach. That personal coach is only for Lovlina, not for other boxers. Are we not making a bigger mistake that any injury during the competition, the team doctor is not there at the venue? So that is the reason why the concept of national camps came into, is that all of them are trained at one venue by a set of coaches. It's not just one coach. National coach is there. There are lot many other senior coaches and assistant coaches who are associated in the camp. Each of them have experience. They have been sports person in their own life during their period, and then they pass coaches course and they become coaches. So the quality of coaches, same coaches in India, we run after foreign coaches. Well, our own hockey players are coaching abroad. So this is what I'm saying. If there was a foreign coach, will Lovlina throw a tantrum? Absolutely no. Because there is no foreign coach at the moment. So she had the audacity of raising this issue. And where? In Birmingham. Why not in India before leaving? Why has she not raised this issue? So people don't want to burn the finger at this moment that she will hit back and say, well, you disturbed my mental peace by your statement, by this act, so I lost the medal. Imagine the government is doing its best. Where will you see a prime minister seeing off the contingent, meeting them, each of the sports person before they leave for the competition, and meeting them when they come back after competition? Which country do you see this? Here in India. So our sports persons are more pampered. I've seen these athletes since '89. They're more pampered. What they used to get in '89. Imagine Jaspal Rana had won so many medals for India. His father was his trainer, but the father was never a part of the national camp. He never raised this issue. That's the hallmark of a true sports person, that you don't raise issues to hide your weaknesses. Don't give statement, medal jeb mein hai. And when press people catch you again after you come back, medal jeb mein reh gaye. Bahar nahi aaye. You have no reply for that. So it's high time Sports Ministry, SAI and the National Federation must sit, find out a way out. When you say no personal coaches, means no personal coaches. Come what may. That has to be there. With discipline only you'll get the result, I again say. In discipline, in national camp, there is a proper discipline. You have to wake up in the morning, you have to go for jogging. Your fitness regime has to be of the highest order. The food intake is specified by the nutritionist. There is a mental trainer, the psychologist, then the coaches, the training. Everything is planned. You think the personal coaches are planning all these things? Absolutely no.
Sir, how can the future personal coaches who have been a witness to all this see to it that in future their wards don't depend on them forever, and knowing that a personal coach cannot be accommodated? If at all SAI and the administration will pass a rule that no more personal coaches in the future, how do these personal coaches train the athletes to manage without them, sir? That is the most important thing. They have to make themselves redundant.
Mr. Vishwanath, I gave you example of the school.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Your class 1 teacher doesn't go on with you till your class 12, or your class 12 teacher doesn't go beyond your graduation. Exactly that has to be the procedure, and that is what has been the procedure till now. But then, once you get some fame, name and fame, well, you become arrogant. Your arrogance is much evident, where you throw tantrum only after reaching the venue, international venue, not in India. So, I had said this, that Ministry of Sports, SAI, and the National Federation have to sit together, work out a thing, and take a decision that no personal coaches means no personal coaches. Gagan Narang never raised any issue why my personal coach is not allowed. He was training under Professor Sunny Thomas, Dronacharya. and he won a bronze medal. That too, an Olympic bronze medal. So, is Rathore won silver? Well, there was no personal trainer with him. A true sports person is the one who should have confidence in his abilities and capabilities. You don't look for reasonings to hide your weaknesses, or you know that I'm not going to win, you start making cooking stories. No, that is not done, and that's hitting below belt. Such a sports person will not last longer in international circuit.
Sir, thank you, sir. So let us hope this controversy surrounding these personal coaches will be buried once for all, and we will not see any such issues coming up in the future, because an athlete who raises such things will also be mentally disturbed. With a mentally disturbed mind, they will not be able to focus, and if her needs are not met, then that will again be biting at the back of their mind that my personal coach is not there. Then the performance suffers, and he or she is the one to regret on this on the long run. So, sir, thank you for taking the time to speak to us, speak to Winning Edge Talks. You were so straight. You gave us so much clarity on this subject. I myself learned a lot. I was having a lot of doubts surrounding this issue. Sir, thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Vishwanath.
Yes.
I hope the concerned officials, put their acts together and take stringent action on this subject, so that after this Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, this issue is buried once and for all. A proper rule is framed which has to be followed like a Bible. No way, whether you are a medal prospect or you are an Olympian, well, the rules have to be same for all, irrespective. And that has to be the way. Then only the sports will prosper. But if we see short-term gains, well, that will not last longer. Thank you.